Hey everyone, I have changed up the setup a little bit from previous videos, just because this feels way more comfortable. And you may see some hanging laundry, you may see a fan, you might see pens and headbands, and who knows what else you'll see in my room. But this is authentically me, and this is where I feel most comfortable. So this is where I would like to share videos and insights and learnings with you because it feels like it's the most authentic spot. And to be quite honest, the lighting is on point here. So with that, today's topic is about people pleasing. And the reason why I bring this topic up is because it is a constant challenge every day to work through people pleasing. And I'm going to be honest, I am a recovering people pleaser. But again, it is a struggle trying to break through those beliefs and those ideas and thoughts that come through my head that constantly make me second guess my decisions, my what I'm doing with my company, what I'm doing with my coaching and my events that are coming up and all of the things. And even in my relationships, because that is a big thing as well for people pleasers. Because in life, all we want is to be loved and accepted. And depending on how you were brought up, we are all born with this wanting to be loved and wanting to be appreciated and connecting with others. So if there was something that happened in your childhood where you were lacking that, this might turn into people pleasing where you're constantly, looking for your worth in others or your worth in other people's words, looking for approval of your decisions from others. I know that was a huge thing for me in the, basically for 30 years of my life. I based a lot of my opinions on on my decisions on other people's decisions. And really, I wasn't making decisions for me. I was making those decisions for other people. And so going through life with not having a sounding and grounding board for myself and constantly asking others for their expertise and their knowledge and their opinions of what I should do in any sort of situation, I wasn't really connected to myself. And so this was reflected in my marriage that ultimately ended in divorce. This has reflected in many jobs that I've had. It is not just, the people pleaser thoughts, but it is everything that goes along with it as well. It is not just thoughts. It's actually, I personally had, physical reactions to the people pleasing syndrome where I had anxiety really bad and I had fear about, disappointing people and, upsetting people and, having them not like me. And I'd constantly feel agitated. I'd get aches and pains. I'd, constantly feel like I was sick to my stomach. So really just overall not feeling well. And most of my life was putting so much work into showing up for others and asking for others' opinions and doing all the things for others without spending any time on that relationship with myself. So really, in the end, I just, to be quite honest, hated myself and didn't really know who I was because the pleasing was not happening for me. The pleasing was happening for other people. So it came to a point in my life where I really decided to end my people pleasing, or at least start the journey to, really honor myself and honor who I was in my life, in my relationships, in my career. I wanted to track as the same person in my family, in my relationships, in my job as a CEO of a company, I wanted to be so authentic that I didn't have to try anymore. It was just who I was. And I was making decisions from a place where I trusted myself and I knew myself. And I knew my bodily feelings when something was off or something that didn't right. And then maybe I wouldn't make that decision. I'd start by trusting the answers that I would get from within. And that was something that I couldn't see possible a few years ago. So really one of the ways to stop people pleasing is start connecting with yourself. Whether that's starting to journal in a notebook every day, how you're feeling, and did you make choices that you didn't really resonate with, and how can you change that? Like, what would you do differently next time? It's also about meditating, and I'm not even saying like 30 minutes of pure no thought meditation. I am just saying, like, take 10 minutes, just sit with yourself. If thoughts come in, great. If they don't, great. Whatever happens in that like 5-10 minutes, whatever, even if it's a minute, that you can just listen to what's going on in your body. And then you're going to start listening to the different things that are going on, and you'll be able to connect to yourself and feel when things feel right for you, when things feel wrong for you. And really just setting up boundaries is the biggest thing, and sticking to them and knowing that your boundaries are what's holding you authentic. They're holding you accountable to your authenticity, to your true self, so that you're not going above and beyond what you should be doing. Like, let's say you're in a relationship and someone wants you to come over every night of the week, when you know that, oh, I actually have, softball one night, and I actually have a girls' night on the other night. That you can say no to these things and still feel okay, because you're honoring yourself. And if someone doesn't like that, they're not meant for you, and they have no respect for you. So I think those are also key markers to people that you have in your life, that if you're able to create boundaries in your life, these people will continue to stay. If they're not your people, then they will create friction. And then you're going to see what it feels like when things aren't true for you. So really, it's about listening to your body, listening to yourself, and really start to explore how you feel in different situations, and what it means for you to say yes. What do those feelings feel like, and what does no feel like? And really start to move through, instead of listening to everyone else and doing what you're supposed to be doing and making decisions based on what is right for others. Start by listening to what your inner self is saying instead. And if you need more help on that or more tips, you can always email me. You can check out my website. Obviously, stay tuned into this channel. Happy to talk. But the biggest regret, and I don't have many at all, or any other than this, is not being true to myself earlier on in my life. But again, that is the inner journey. That is what makes us all unique, is going through this process, going through this discovery of who we are and where we stand in community. Because finding who we are brings us closer to community, because we're going to find love more often than not. And it doesn't necessarily need to come from a relationship. So hopefully you found some great little tidbits in this video, and I will see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel to always be updated when there's a new video. Have a great evening.